Welcome back, witches. I'm Steph, the host of the Witch Wednesdays podcast, but you are here for the Friday show. And today I am doing an unboxing and overview of this deck here, which is the Glowwood. So as you are watching this, I am having the creator of this box as a guest on the podcast. So it is either already up, it was just released, or it is going to be the one that is next Wednesday, depending on the scheduling of how things go, because it's an interesting way to work this out, because the creator of this, Lisa, she is going to tell you in that episode all about her history and artistry and the creation of this box. But she is Ukrainian American, and she was based in Ukraine, and she is part of the Artists at Risk program, and it has moved over to safe housing in Finland. So she's in Finland right now. So it's been, complicated to work out times and things and finding a good date for recording, just because her life is so up in the air right now. And I wanted to mention that because I know a lot of people want to know how to support artists, how to support small business, how to support those in Ukraine and those being affected by the war. So this would be a great way, because you would not only be supporting Lisa as an artist, but you also get a great product out of that. So we will talk much more about that on the podcast, but I just wanted to let you know, and I will have this linked below so you can find it. So this is the Glowwood deck. It is an oracle deck that is based in ecology. So it is right up my alley, and it's really cool. And I'm filming in front of the window because, as you will see, the cards themselves are dark and black. So I want to make sure that you are able to see them. So when you first open it, you do see that you get a bag here for carrying it. You also get the companion notebook here. And then you have the cards. And I am going to go through and show you a bunch of the cards, but not every single one, because there are 70, 72, 78. There's a lot of cards. So that is also why this book is so hefty, because it has so much detail in here. So there's the opening page of the Glowwood Companion, written and illustrated by Lisa, so in case you're looking for her information. So you get the introduction from Lisa, and then she talks about, how the deck was made, and then getting into what the card is and how to read them. She has some spread ideas, and then it goes into all of the card descriptions. And then after the card descriptions, you have the category, the symbols, which I will flip to and show you, timelines, contact page, card index, and the symbol index. So this is the very interesting page of what's in a Glowwood card. So as you can see, there's a lot of detail in the card, which will be a little bit easier to show you on the cards themselves, and I will show you all the different options. But because there is so much detail and so many things that you can learn from a specific card, this is kind of a deck that you're either going to be studying forever, or it will take you a very long time to learn without having this companion book with you. You're definitely going to need to refer to this all the time. We get into some really nice spread ideas. That are based on ecology themselves. And here's what the description pages look like. It has the Latin name, the type, it is a tree, the symbols that this card means, its associations, and then the description here. And the description continues on the next page, and then you get the keywords before heading into the next one, all in alphabetical order. So then at the back is the categories. So each card falls into one of these categories. So the categories themselves have meaning, like soils are foundations. Lichens, fungi. Plants. Animals. and the Protista card, which is just the slime mold. There are also the symbols. So you'll see that these are around the edges of the cards. And the timelines, which is how the ecosystem works and how things grow till you get to the climax forest. Here is the contact page, but again, I will have this listed below so you can easily find the Glowwood if you're interested. And lastly is the index, so you can easily find what you're looking for. So then the fun part is the cards. First off, everything is really well packaged. This is a really sturdy box, so I appreciate that. And the cards themselves, I love black-edged cards. I don't know if that's just me, but that is one of my favorites. I love the gilded edges too, but there's just something about the matte black edges that looks so pretty. Here's what the backs look like. And then I will show you some of the cards themselves. So when you are reading these, obviously has the name here, but then as we saw in the symbols, all of these symbols along the sides mean something different. So it's not just the card itself that you are reading, but you are reading all of these symbols along the edge here, which I think is such a neat design feature. I don't have many cards that do this. Tarot is all about reading all of the symbolism that you get in the picture, but I don't have many decks where it has these great borders and all of these symbols around the sides there. So here is the alder tree, which is the page that we looked at. And there are these insects as well. This one's one of my favorites, the clover. Isn't that just beautiful? I love all of the detail in there. I think the snail is really cute too. Yarrow is one of my favorites to work with, the actual plant, so it's really fun to see this in this deck. I wanted to show you one of the ones that has, a bit of color to it. Even when it is colorful and it does have something like blue like this, they really are sort of muted, foresty colors. I like that. I like the sort of darker imagery of the deck. It's not really, bright and festive. It really is like the ecosystem. These guys totally creep me out. Anyone else? I know centipedes are, essential part of the ecosystem, but all the little legs, they creep me out. Here's that super fun slime mold. So let's take a look at how to read these referencing the book. And I'm going to use the clover since I talked about how much I really like this one. So the clover, according to the page, is about revival, protective covering, awakening, little helper, positive friend. It is for expecting greater yields, better growth, invigoration. And then it says, as far as these symbols that are on the edges of the card, they are the improver, social, and vitality. So let's just take one example of vitality. I would flip back to the symbols at the back of the book and see what that symbolism means. Energetic, vigorous and sustainable growth, good health, zest and stamina. I like that. So as you can see, a lot of different things to read from one single card. And if you use it in conjunction with the spreads that she has laid out in the beginning, there's an infinite number of ways to read this card in conjunction with the other cards you might pull with it. So I think it's a really great deck that you can get a lot of insight from, especially considering how many cards there are, how many different ways that you can work with them. Overall, I definitely recommend the Glowwood. I don't have anything like it, and I have a few Oracle decks in my collection, but this is definitely the only thing I have of this kind. And I, am drawn to herbs and things, nature in general. So this is right up my alley, but it's so much more than just, herbs and forest animals. There's just so much more detail, and I love like the history and the ecology and tracking, the growth of a forest from, like we saw, start to climax forest. There's just so much detail and work that went into this, and I really appreciate that. So let me know what you think of this one. Again, don't forget to tune into the podcast for more information. If the episode is already up, I will absolutely have that linked in the description. If not, it will be coming next Wednesday, just a couple of days. And we will have lots more information on how this deck came to be and different places that you can find Lisa online to check out her other works. That is everything that I have for this week, and I will see you in the next one.